Hello and welcome guys to the Ulzuin Bomberman Sorcerer build guide update. So this build is one that I guess most of you already know from like back in the day when I killed Creative Entertainment the first time with this one, and honestly the build hasn't really changed much at all. I basically just tried it again and like played it again on this current patch. I literally changed nothing about the build. And I think you don't even have to change anything on this build either, really. At least for like what I'm trying to do here, for hardcore, it's basically still the same build. The only thing that I did actually change, there is one thing here, is the relic. I was using Serenity back in the day, but since you have like basically a circuit breaker from the Mark of Divinity already, you only really need one, right? Like you only need one like super safe like circuit breaker like this. So I'm playing Korvac for my relic. If you're playing softcore, you could even like play two, like an offensive metal and an offensive relic. Back in the day I was playing a defensive relic and a defensive metal, but I think now it's like fine to play one offensive relic and one defensive metal, at least for hardcore. So the Korvac's exception gives me way more OA and way more DA, which overall is gonna improve the build's like performance quite noticeably, honestly. Other than that, the build is literally the same, right? 4-piece Ulzuin, 5-piece Ulzuin rather even, one Godless Ring. Actually this one might be new, I'm not quite sure. This one might be actually new, Incorruptible of Celerity for more casting speed and like for more resistances, and this also like gives me a bit more regeneration. And of course also a combustion band for like resistance reduction, because we are a sorcerer and not like a shield breaker that has like enough already from the classes. The Arcanist tree doesn't really provide you any resistance reduction, so you do want some additional resistance reduction from the rings at least. For gloves, Wormbone handguards. For boots, Wormscale footguards. I'm pretty sure these are still the same. Mark of Divinity, Ulzuin's Torment and the Korvac's Exception. And for the pants I'm using some Solar Sack leg guards. You could also play like pretty much anything else that like kind of fits. For example, like Dreek set leg guards fit nicely, and then I think there are some that, like some Nemesis pants that of course like fit nicely, but I don't quite remember them right now. Anyway, the leech of these is actually kind of nice too, because this set does give you like weapon damage to Canister Bomb. And with the 40% weapon damage to Canister Bomb, you do leech a little bit from the damage from the Canister Bomb as well. So the leech is kind of nice to have too, honestly. We have 9% leech overall, 3% from the Restless Remains and 6% from the pants, and that is it. For the skill point allocation, let's check it out. This is obviously going to be a Demolitionist focused build, so we have Flashbang 1 point and 1 point Searing Light. This is just like a debuff, honestly. Vindictive Flame like 12 points and 1 point here. This is also only like actually 1 point, 1 and then plus 11 from gear. This is not like regen heavy, this build, but having some regen is kind of nice. And then of course Canister Bomb, the main ability from this build. This is where all the damage is in there. And also due to the weapon damage from the weapon, also some of the leech is gonna be via Canister Bomb. You wanna make sure to max out the main skill, of course, for all the fragments and the damage, and then also max out the second skill, because you do want like as big of a radius for the bombs as possible, so that they overlap and shotgun more easily. 24 points at Thermite Mines, this build being, as I said like earlier, Arcanist secondary, giving you no resistance reduction. You need to max out the resistance reduction that you can get as much as, like as high as possible, right? So Thermite Mines at 24 points for resistance reduction, 38% minus there, and then Ulzuin's Chosen for total damage modified and a chance to reset your Canister Bomb. This is like also detrimental to deal any damage at all. 12 points Flame Touched. You can put more points here if you feel like your OA is lacking, or like your percent damage is like too low. But yeah, 12 points seems nice for me here. And then only 1 point here in Temper, 1 plus 7 from gear for like some DA. And then 10 points in Blast Shield. 10 points I think is like the sweet spot. You don't need more than 10 points. 10 points is gonna like carry you through like pretty much all content. And you also get like a heal on this set if you're like proccing Blast Shield, and also the cooldown and the duration is like the uptime is way better on this. Like it's only a 6.8 second recharge here on this build, which is kind of crazy. And then of course like Cocktail, you like bread and butter like debuff skill. 8 out of 12 points here, only 1 point in the base skill now, because with the new changes to this you have like enough duration now with high potency, and it's like a 2.7 recharge only and 4 second duration, so you do have like full uptime here. And then 14 points in Demon Fire for 17% damage reduction, which is like what you want to have. And then like You want to have Agonizing Flames as high as possible. In this case, that's 17 points. But if you have like a different medal, right, like a more damage-oriented medal, like for example the what's it called again? If you have the Mark of Burning Shadows, then you would have even more points in Agonizing Flames. As you can see here, right, like 3 more points would give you 3 more resistance reduction. But I mean, as I said earlier, like on hardcore, I would not suggest that, because you do want like one like proper like safety net circuit breaker. And honestly, 17 points is still good enough. For the Arcanist side, you want to 1 point Iskandras, you don't really need any points there. Overload, ideally up to like 12 points for offensive ability and Aether resistance. I had to pull some points somewhere here at some point. And then 1 point in elemental balance only for crit damage. Ideally, you also would like to have some more points here, but the build is a little bit point starved, as you can see, because you do want 7 points in Mirror of your reactives for like a decent like uptime on this. And then you do want 5 points in Nullification for like a decent uptime on this skill as well. And then you do want 12 points in Waveness for protection, of course, for percent damage absorption. And you want at least 2 points in conversion to get like at least some CC resistances here. Usually you also want like 6 points at least in the skill, but again, no like skill points really available here for you. In the focus, 12 points for Spirit in the OA, 1 point Arcane Will. It doesn't really like do that much on this build, but it is kind of nice like combined with Giant's Blood. Like whenever you like drop below 75% HP, then like Giant's Blood is gonna have like a chance to proc for your build, and that's kind of nice. Mental Alacrity, only like 1 point as well for like casting speed and like energy and skill energy cost reduction. And then Fabric of Reality, 1 point here, is honestly very weak and very not even like worth putting the point at all, honestly. You could like remove this one and like put it somewhere else into like Overload or something like that. For the devotions, you want to play a little bit more regen focus maybe than before, and also you want to get Turtle, of course, right? I think the only real like change here is Behemoth and Turtle. As you can see, like these aren't quite maxed out, so I just like recently changed over to these. But even like when not maxed out, they are still like very good already, and ideally you want to like max out both of them, right? And like max them out to max level. You can use experience potions as well to level your devotions, by the way. That should speed up the process too. So yeah, devotions, I mean Torch, Magi, Phoenix, Behemoth, Scythe, Witchblade, Chariot and Turtle are like the most important ones here. And then I'm really like only using Jackal and Hawk on top. Hawk is there to like reduce your cunning requirement and give you offensive ability, and Jackal is just like there for like total speed and like physical resistance and so on. You can of course also play Kraken. This is a 2-unit build, and Kraken is generally like really good on a build like this too. But I mean, if there is a 2-unit build in the game where you like don't need Kraken, I feel like it's something like this, like a cooldown reduction based caster that doesn't benefit too much from the Kraken points. I mean, you could still play it, of course, if you can like somehow fit it, but you would have to remove something, and you would probably have to like remove, for example, the Chariot then. Chariot is a bit like debatable here. I personally like it a lot. It is one of my favorite devotions that I like to put on many builds, but it is by no means mandatory here. But it does give you like nice OA and stun res, and like proc has armor and DA, and also like a heal on top. And you have like very good uptime, as you can see here, because of all the CDR on the build. So it is, in my opinion, still very nice here, and I prefer to play that over Kraken for like overall like safety. But if you want like more damage, then maybe Kraken would be even stronger. Anyway, the build might not look that like strong defensively, like with 25% Physras, only 1700 like armor, but Blast Shield and the Heart of Ulzuin is carrying this build big time. And also, I mean, you're never getting hit anywhere, right? Like you just throw bombs and run around in circles, ideally. So you're never getting hit anyway. There's evade now, there's like this teleport now. If you're getting hit, you're doing something wrong on this build, honestly. And yeah, with a setup like this, you can defeat literally all content in the entire game. You can do all bosses, including like Ravager and Callagadra and Mogdrogan, and also the Creative Entertainment boss as well. And of course also farm Shattered Realm, like 80 to 81 should be no problem on this build. As you can see in the gameplay after this, you can check out the SR run, the Callagadra kill, and of course the Creative Entertainment kill as well. So I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching already here, and I hope to see you around on the next video.
A waystone. How far shall we go?
Your empire is fallen. Your people slaughtered. What is there left for you that I can destroy? Behold the power of the Aether.
Well done.
Alright then, let's pot up for Kala. I have terrible pierce rust, so if she like reduces my resistances and then like hits me with pierce damage, I'm gonna take a fuck ton of damage, I think. But generally, I would dare to say that armor is like more important against her, which I have 0 of as well, and also physical resistance, of which I also have 0 of. So we will have to kite pretty much the entire time here, I think. Dude, her like spawn slammer like dealt 3k damage to me. This thing thunders now, this tornado thing, right? The third tornadoes. Their sounds on the ground already like deal too much damage to me, man. I have to kite. And evade that one, right? Evade this. Evade the sounds on the ground. Those kind of like shotgun you, that's like the scary part of this entire fight, honestly. Most annoying part. It's gonna take forever, I think. I mean, it's not a good color build. Never was, and never will be, probably. I mean, that's fine. If I can't even do it at all, that's gonna be like already crazy enough, to be honest. To be honest, against color on this build, you would just wanna like, you know, build for maximum damage, kinda, cause I don't know. You can't ever face tanker anyway, no matter how tanky you try to build, even. Just, oh my god, what did I misclick? A cluster? What am I doing? I wanted to mirror, not cluster. Oops. What am I doing? What am I doing? On the other hand, you kind of like want her to stand inside of the thermite mines for as long as possible, right? But it's like, yeah, fuck that, man. I mean, on a more positive note, so far she didn't sunder me a single time. Right, so that's promising. Should have not, like, evaded and teleported there at the same time, to be honest. Wait, that's just, is it bugged? No way, that's bugged. Maybe just I'm not standing inside it for long enough. It wasn't bugged like the other day when I tried it, at least, so like, I don't think it's like a different patch. Let her kill me for science? Uh-huh. Holy fuck. What's happening? Something procced, what is that? Turtle? I think that's turtle. Dude, what the hell? Some AoE tornadoes and crap in my face. Dude, these sounds are still there. What the hell? I missed the null on myself. I actually missed it on myself. Looked like I missed it on myself. Monka. Okay, still have blast shit up. No need to Monka yet. Dude, is it like actually bugged? Question mark. Like, shouldn't this hit me right here? When I have mirror up again, I'm gonna try like face syncing one completely. To like check if it's bugged or not. I don't have it yet though. Okay, come on, do it. Oh fuck, I dodged it again. I mean, maybe it's bugged, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bugged when I did it on Avenger. To be fair though, you can very easily dodge it, right? With the weights. So even if not bugged, I think this should be easy. If you like at least play it well. You have to dodge it very well though, and if you don't then you probably might die. I mean, I don't know. I'll maybe like try this again when it's like fixed, if it's actually bugged, because it looks like it was a bit buggy. But yeah. Cut it down. We're in. We're in the room. Okay. Let's just use all the pots, right? All the pots. Do I need to freeze a pot? I don't need to freeze pot. Okay. You wanna dodge the nerf me stuff, right? Or like null yourself from that, rather? I got instantly nerfed again, okay. And you got a mirror and run through this, right? Oh, why is it doing that? Okay. Okay, easy clap. Yeah, I feel kind of rusty with this fight, to be honest. I haven't done this in a long time, but damage is there. Damage is there. And you could do like another entire round here, right, if you play it correctly. You really need more damage, or like even go outside and like then you have more time. Alright, crate down, and this is what gives you this box, right? Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out and expand the description below for Grimthrow's links and related playlists. Shout out to all of my supporters on Patreon, YouTube and Twitch. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't even exist. If you are new to this channel and you like my content, feel free to like, subscribe and head over to my Patreon to support me. All of your support will be used to create more Grim Dawn guides on YouTube like this, as well as additional Grim Dawn content for the upcoming community seasons. If you haven't heard of or played a community season yet, you can do so at any point, even when it's offline, via the website grimdawnleague.com. I hope you enjoy the content, and I'll see you around on the next one.